Come to find myself waiting day and night for the phone to ring. Work has been tough to come by these last few months. I blame the recession if... I wouldn't give for a vanished fiancé, or a jewelry heist, a missing statuette. Hell, I'd even take a cheating husband. Business will pick up. It always does. And I can feel something stirring deep within the bowels of the city. Stryker Investigations. Oh. Yeah, that's for me. Yep. I'll bring cash. I'll be right down. I said I'd be right. Oh. My apologies, ma'am. Yes, you've reached Stryker Investigations. Missing. Again. The usual rate? I'll be right there, Miss Drews.
Keep the change.
Your order was $36.95 plus tip.
Look at this sweet little monster.
Uh-huh. And, which one of your babies is missing?
Her, my rambunctious little rescue Missy.
There's a chill in the air tonight. Missy doesn't have much meat in her bones. She'll probably be looking for a place to camp out. The house in the corner's garage.
No, dear. Missy's right up there.
Sorry, where did you say you last saw her?
In the tree.
Oh, there are some scratch marks here. The pattern would seem to suggest...
She's in the tree, Samuel.
Another case solved. Come here, Missy. Almost there. Gotcha. Whoa.
Oh, Missy, my little sugar plum. Oh. As usual, thank you for your service, Samuel.
Always a pleasure, ma'am. Now, about my payment.
The usual, Sammy? My grandson taught me how to e-transfer. What's your email address, dear?
You know the drill, Toots. Check only, and make it out to Stryker Investigations. Catching that pussycat was duck soup, and the lettuce is worth it. Finding lost pets isn't a PI's job. Maybe today is the day I'll get back on my feet. Cash this for me, would you?
Sure thing. May I have your bank card?
Thanks, pal. Have a good one.
Everybody on the ground! Hands where I can see them!
You! Take me to the vault! Now!
I was frozen. I knew I should act.
Who are you talking to, buddy? Shut up and get on the ground, unless you want to date with the man upstairs. Got it?
I was admittedly more rusty than I thought. Inaction had never been my calling. Perhaps it was an exercise in self-preservation. Now the crooks were gone in the wind, I was left with nothing but a need to change my underwear. I can't focus. My mind keeps going back to the bank. Something seemed incredibly off with the whole situation. I swear the crook's voice sounded awfully familiar. But who? I know when to trust my gut. Those fellas seemed at ease and knew exactly how much time they had till the coppers showed up. But how? Good evening, doll. Name's Stryker, P.I. I was wondering perhaps if your husband's sleeping around. Oh, you're not married. Have you had anything disappear? No? How about a wealthy uncle you haven't heard from in a while? Hello? This slum sure has got me in a sad state, that's for sure. Long days of no business take a toll on a fella. My mind keeps drifting back to the bank yesterday. That voice. Think, Sammy boy. Use that big, beautiful conch of yours. Come in.
You are Mr. Stryker, yes?
Well, of course, that all depends on who's asking and why.
My name is Amie Amour. I'm here because my husband is dead.
How did the fella kick it? To be frank, Toots, I can't exactly investigate natural causes.
He was murdered. They keep telling me it was suicide, but I know my Ernie. He had no reason to do such a thing.
Did he have any enemies? Anyone strange snooping around your place?
He was only a banker. He was a quiet, sweet man. He had no enemies.
What did you say your husband's name was?
Ernie. Ernie LeCay.
He's a teller. The Bank of Generica downtown.
How do you know this?
Well, see, that's my bank. When did he kick the bucket?
Just this morning. I got the call at work.
What are the odds? They should still be down there investigating. Let's get a move on, doll. Unless you'd rather stay here.
Mr. Stryker, I need to know what happened to my husband.
Well, we better get shaken. Name's Sam Stryker, P.I. Mind if I take a gander at this here crime scene?
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Get lost.
Yeah, private investigator. You hacks don't have the stones to be real officers.
Wow. You guys sure do have an important job, huh? Those are some pretty big guns.
They sure are. And what's your name, beautiful?
Shirley. And I really wish you could help us. You see, my friend and I really would like to see a crime scene that real officers investigate. If you'd be so kind as to let us take a little look-see?
I think we can do that, don't you, Ben?
We sure can, Jerry. Tell you what, me and my partner are gonna go get some coffee. But when we get back, you two better be gone.
Of course. We wouldn't want to get in the way of you important officers.
Of course.
Wow, that was terrific. You really gave those coppers the shakedown.
You're not the only one with tricks up his sleeve, Stryker.
Check out the stiff. Said it was suicide? Never seen a suicide victim shoot themselves in the back of the head before. Either the killer or the cops already took the casing. Why would someone do this to a teller?
There's more. Ernie was trying his hand at being more than just a teller. He was training with his boss to become a mortgage broker. In the past weeks, he seemed rather tense. Oh, Ernie, what did you get yourself into?
Benjamin? Gerald?
Yeah, boss.
I trust the matter has been dealt with?
A few snoopers, yeah, but it's been taken care of.
Right. Well then, things seem to be going according to plan.
I'd say so. This one won't be talking anymore.
Indeed. And now with this problem out of the picture, no one else knows about our little side project. Tomorrow's press conference is going to end with a bang. Expect to hear from me tonight.
Those officers murdered Ernie. Bastards. And all for some dirty political scheme? I should kill them.
You gotta admit that's what it sounded like, but we've gotta stop ourselves from jumping to conclusions. They did get this. Let's get it back to my office and check it out. And remember, Tess, justice is far more satisfying than vengeance.
For now.
I rolled out of bed this morning. I had no idea it would come to this. That dish walked into my office and changed my life forever. She was utterly beautiful. Gams for days and a look that could kill. Whoever zots her husband sure was going to regret it now that Sam Stryker's on the case. Amour,
Yes, Stryker?
when's Chevrolet building his Bucket Beer brewery?
He hasn't announced that yet, but construction's supposed to start.
In a month. And he said his press conference today was going to end with a bang. Bet that means...
A bomb. You don't think he'd...
I think that's exactly what he'd do. The question is, where? The McQuestion House. It was a race against time. The conspiracy we'd uncover was a big one, and it went all the way to the top.
Stop monologuing and get in.
Whose car is this?
I got a lift.
Now what? She really is a dame like no other. We were right. We were right.
This man is a moron. I think I can defuse it.
Step aside, Toots. I got this.
Cut the red wire. That worked. I can't believe you did it.
The press conference. We've got to expose Chevrolet.
Our beautiful city has fallen so far. When I was a boy, people had pride, and calling this city home was an incredible privilege. However, the filth that are now allowed to inhabit our...
My people, I am Sam Stryker, PI, and I have some news to share with you. Your proud mayor has been lying to you. He doesn't care about the city or its inhabitants. Just minutes ago, he tried to blow up one of this city's greatest treasures, all for a site for his famed brewery. Have no fear, the bomb is disarmed.
That's an awfully bold claim to make, Mr. Stryker.
And we can prove it. The bomb is still at the McQuestion house, and the photo speaks for itself.
This is exactly how some hack, out-of-work PI would attempt to frame me, your loving mayor. What kind of an imbecile would plant a bomb with his name written on it? I mean you no harm. You're my people. I care deeply for each and every one of you. Officers, get this man out of my sight.
No, you can't do this. He's innocent. You're a monster. How can you do this? How can you people believe this man? He's a murderer. I'll get you out, Stryker. If it's the last thing I do, if it takes all my willpower, I will get you out.
This has been the hardest week I've been through. Softies like these two won't last under glass. Chevrolet might have put me here, but I had faith in Amour. Think she and I shared a connection like nobody else. It didn't hurt that she's an absolute dime.
Did you say Chevrolet put you here?
He's the man who framed me.
We had a lot to talk about, buddy.